Okay, acceleration equals to net force divided by mass. Momentum is mass times velocity. Oh, can't memorize it. What's a virus? There's a hidden virus and an active virus. Stop. Wait a minute. If you're trying to study for your test, like me, looking through your notes, being worried if you won't get an you'll get an F, C, or a D, or even a B, but B's fine. But C, D, and F, it's mind-blowing. So don't study like this. It makes you more worried. It makes you worry, and it makes you to forget about anything. It just makes you to think you'll pass the test, but you really won't. It will make you think of this thing, but you'll do the opposite. I have 2 tests tomorrow. One's on physics, 3 laws of motion, which will be about forces, 3 laws of motion, 3 laws of Newton's 3 laws, motion, and forces, and momentum. But then I have a biology test altogether with physics test. I have to learn about my house, bacteria, and viruses. 6 things, 1 test, 45 minutes. And I have this whole entire day to study. And this, looking through one book and another, doesn't work. I'm going to tell you 5 ways how you study. And then you get a good mark, like an A. In every subject. It won't help just with physics and biology. It will help you with every subject. First, you read. First, you read about one topic. You close your book, asking a guardian or a parent to test you, or you could test yourself, but be careful not to cheat. Even though if you cheat while you're practicing, you'll do bad on your test because you're not learning. It's not your learning skills. You're not developing your learning skills. In my textbooks, you have questions at the end of every unit. You can answer them orally by saying the words, or you can write them, the answer and everything. Just do not do one topic, go to another book, another topic. Finish your book. Then all together, you put it in a quick summary to say quick from your memory. And then you go to another book and you do the same thing. And don't forget about the summary. Summary is important based on what you know. That's one way of learning. Or if you have packed up homework, if you have packed up homework and you do not have any time to study, plus you have another test and you have to study for it too, well, you have first look at your agenda. Your agenda has to have a schedule like that one. Well, and then look at your schedule. Well, okay. Well, I have snack time to study, and for another test, I have no time to study. Well, okay. You quickly study for your another test. You get a book. You study, not quickly, but you try to take your time studying. Looking through all of your notes. And if you have been marked on it, maybe it's a presentation and you have been marked on it already last year and you still have the sheet on what you did wrong and what you did right, I suggest you to look over it. It will make you quicker so you can study for your another test. If you have a book report and you're not even halfway done the book, and if you read as a back and you don't get any information, and you have like literally half the book left, well, don't finish reading the book. Don't finish reading the book. That will take more time. Plus, you have more tests. That way, you go on internet. You kind of cheat, but not really. You put your opinion. For my summary in my school, first I I do characters, their actions. Is he good? Is he bad? Is he boring? Blah, blah, blah. So I write my opinion of them. And then, if I don't really have time for the plot, which is a little summary of it, I just go on Google, read it, or Wikipedia. I read it, and then I see if I could put my words, or if I understand it, or if it's a good mark plot. Then I do setting, which I understand while reading the book. It's where it is. The time, you could just, in my school, you could just write, I don't know what the time is. Our mark won't get lower. But you have to read a book. Every month. Every month. Plus, we have to do weekend journals. Well, it was last year. It was a torture, believe me. But now we have a monthly journal. So that means we hand out 2 journals every month. And I want to be perfect. So, when I do a journal, I reread it. And all the times I find mistakes. So that what makes me to do quicker. And if I have time, if I'm done, I'm not practice homework, I'm done, I just study again. Or I study at stack time. Or if it's his first period, I suggest you to study now. If you have time to study at snack, or maybe at break time or recess, I'll suggest you to do it. That was the second way. Now I'll tell you about the third way. If you just don't feel doing your homework, play a game, play on your iPad, but not like for 1 hour, not like 3 hours. Do it half an hour. Then I'll suggest your brain to be free. Or walk outside. Your brain also will be free from all the bad stuff. Step number 4. Second last step. You can play and learn. Like you can play a game with your friends. But first you have to prepare with your game. If you want to do it privately, it's your own study time, it's okay. You don't need friends for that. Okay, so what do? You find all the information and you write it on a sticky note or a piece of paper. And write the questions. Then, as you pick up the question, you read the question, and you answer it. And then, after you look at what your paper says, and you answer correctly, it's good. You're prepared for the test. But if you have a reading comprehension test, don't be worried. Don't study for the test. You don't need to study. You don't have no idea what kind of test your teacher gives you. It's no point. It's just a waste of time. What if you have some extra time? Just study ahead. You'll know you have a quiz or a test. That's my fifth way of learning. Knowing ahead. So, if I have this much free time, if I have a little bit of homework and I'm done it, I just simply study ahead. Just look around my nose. Maybe I'll get a good mark in class and a good mark in test. So that was 5 ways of teaching you how you study for tests quicker. So I won't get rushed. And by the way, I have a glossary. It will make me much easier. So I'll study my way. First biology, then physics. I'm not past this homework. And I can study ahead for my maths, or my English, or my French dictée, which actually means for spelling test. See you later.